A complete exit from the coronavirus pandemic has been hampered by new variants of the virus appearing regularly from time to time. We saw one in the United Kingdom, and then new variants of the coronavirus have appeared in South Africa and Brazil. The scramble to update vaccines that have barely been rolled out just a month or so back is now pushing some towards some more ambitious goals, because you try and get control over the most common variation of the virus, and there is something new which suddenly comes on the horizon in just a short period of time. So, how do we tackle the coronavirus pandemic after all if the new variations keep on mutating and coming on the forefront? Probably there is a need of something of what we call as pan-virus vaccine. Now, this could be made in advance and deployed before the next emerging infection becomes a pandemic. Many variants of SARS CoV 2, the virus that causes COVID 19, have no differently worked from their progenitors. A handful, though, appear to partially resist immunity conferred by vaccines. For example, the Oxford AstraZeneca jab is less effective against the dominant coronavirus variant that emerges out of South Africa. And is much more effective, however, as far as the UK variant is concerned. Although it is still believed to protect against severe disease and death. The South African government has halted the Oxford AstraZeneca jab rollout. An unreviewed preprint suggests mRNA vaccines like those from Pfizer and Moderna might also see their potency dented by the mutations first detected in South Africa and Brazil. The apparent drop in the vaccine efficacy has arisen because COVID 19 vaccines are mostly designed to produce antibodies that bind to the virus spike protein, which latches on to the human cells and infect them. If mutations alter the spike protein sufficiently, then antibodies can no longer catch the viral invader as effectively. Now, these mutated viruses are less easily cleared from the body and gain a survival advantage. And that is what is becoming the major problem. Because if these variants keep mutating themselves, then the economic rebound that has been the major talk of the stock market rally across the world will start getting dented. So it is something which needs to be taken into consideration in a big way. Now, the vision is to harness more generalized responders, also known as broadly neutralizing antibodies. Now, these types of antibodies have been isolated from COVID 19 patients and found to also neutralize SARS CoV 1, which is another virus in the coronavirus family responsible for severe acute respiratory syndrome, or SARS as it is popularly called. If they can quash several distinct coronaviruses, then they might also be able to combat current and future variants of the pandemic virus that is currently in vogue. Now, the challenge comes in finding a universal jab that produces these versatile antibodies. One starting point is to identify which parts of the virus remain unchanged as it mutates, and then designing vaccines on the basis of these stable regions. While the current vaccines target the S protein or the spike protein, they are gunning for both the S protein and the nucleocapsid or the N protein. That is something which needs to be taken into consideration. The N protein helps the virus to replicate and mutates more slowly than the spike protein. Okay, and most of the vaccines that are currently in existence and which are being administered have focused on the spike protein, the S protein. Various scientists have therefore teamed up to try and find out how to tackle this situation. The current jabs might also offer clues. We will eventually have lots of different vaccines, and some might be more tolerant of variants of some kind, and another vaccines may be more tolerant of other kinds of variants. So there could be iterations along the road to a what I would call universal vaccine. Alternatively, future COVID-19 vaccines could contain components targeting several variants, much as the seasonal flu jab features the 3 or the 4 strains which are forecast to pose the biggest health risks. As you know, it is very common to get a flu shot in the Western world. The success of the flu jabs depends on how well predictions match reality. Between 2009 and 2019, their effectiveness hovered roughly between 20 and 60%. Those underwhelming numbers, plus the pandemic potential of influenza, have spurred concerted efforts to develop a universal flu jab. Without success, 2 candidates, by the way, flopped in clinical trials last year. The search should continue. Flu is a notorious viral shape shifter, more so than the virus that causes COVID-19. There have been 3 post-1918 flu pandemics in 1957, in 1968, and 2009. As the light at the end of the COVID-19 tunnel brightens, we should not discount the possibility of other surprises coming down the road. And that's why you need a universal jab to take care of all these various variants of the coronavirus which have started appearing in many different parts of the world. And surprisingly, you find that they are all of different varieties, of different variations. The shapes are different, and the vaccines which are prevalent are not effective against all of them at the same time. So we need a universal jab or a universal vaccine to be able to tackle the various variations of coronavirus. And this is something which is at the forefront of research. Scientists across the world are now going to focus on how they will be able to tackle these variations that are taking place from time to time. The current focus of the vaccines is on the S or the spike protein. Focus is also now going to shift on the nucleocapsid or the N protein. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.